Welcome back, everybody, to 31 Days of Horror. So we're getting into the final couple of days of this Halloween season, and yeah, I figured I'd look at another all-time favorite film of mine, and is 1992's Candyman. So this is directed by Bernard Rose, who I've not seen anything else from before. It's a gothic supernatural horror film that clocks in at 99 minutes long. Had a budget between about $8 and $9 million, but in the US alone it made 25.8 million, so definitely a hit at the time. And yeah, stars the likes of Virginia Madsen, who was also in Electric Dreams, The Hotspot, and The Rainmaker, as well as Tony Todd in the title role. He was in 5 of the 6 Final Destination films. The one that he wasn't in was the 4th one, and that's just one reason why that film is easily the worst in that entire series. He was also in The Rock and The Crow. Also stars Xander Berkeley, who was also in Terminator 2, Air Force One, and Apollo 13. Casey Lemons, who was in The Silence of the Lambs and Hard Target. And finally, Vanessa Williams, who was in New Jack City, and she'd also be in the 2021 follow-up film to this effort. So yeah, the Candyman, a murderous soul with a hook for a hand, is accidentally summoned to reality by a skeptic grad student researching the monster's myth. So over time, like other films that I've talked about this Halloween season, this has easily become one of my favourite horror films, especially from the 90s. This is thanks to the great visual style, solid setting, gruesome violence, a good choice of cast, especially Tony Todd, who has a great deal of presence in terms of the way he looks, but also in terms of his voice. And yeah, he's just really, really good. Plus, he was also really committed to the role as well, because this is obviously pre CGI. So when it comes to a certain scene that involves bees coming out of his mouth, and he needs to be animated at the same time, it's not like he can just do a standing or anything. He had bees in his mouth, and he got stung several times as a result of that. And yeah, that just shows he's committed to the role, but also it just really looks effective when that's occurring. It's got an incredible score by Philip Glass, which enhances every scene with its amazing vocals and music. The themes on race, poverty, and class are all well executed. The plot is engrossing, there is effective tension, the finale is satisfying, and the cinematography is on point as well. So, yeah, an absolute stupendous film, and gets a healthy 4.5 out of 5. And yeah, this limited edition from Arrow Video is also a fantastic one as well. Really rather nice new artwork on the front and the reverse. Dare you say his name 5 times, for instance. Also came with a poster with the new artwork and the original poster as well. So take a look at that. There's the new artwork in bigger form. Looks really good. And then you got the original one as well. The tagline at the top. And then another one, and then it says from the chilling imagination of Clive Barker, because this is based on a short story of his. I think it was called The Forbidden. So yeah, it's one of many contributions to horror that Clive Barker has obviously given to the world of cinema. Also came with a booklet with the Bernard Rose storyboards, so his vision for what the film would look like, and whether or not that came to a fruition or not, well, you'd have to see the film and look at the storyboards at the same time. But generally, the storyboards do, you know, relate to how the film generally goes ahead. So yeah, that's one aspect of it there. Really nice little addition. That we also get several art cards. Um, so yeah, all of which have this on the reverse. So yeah, minor spoilers for the film if you've not seen it. If you haven't, and then I do highly recommend getting out there and seeing it. Um, but yeah, if you're not bothered about but if you're not bothered about spoilers or you have seen it, then yeah, you can proceed to look. And lastly, and yeah, we also get another little booklet that comes with it as well. It's not a massive one at all, but I like the way that it's done in like a newspaper format, which correlates to the film because there are a lot of research that is taken part in with in the film, and that obviously includes looking through newspapers. So on the side, you get your content, you get your credits for the film. You get The Sweetest Thing by Michael Blythe, and then about the transfer as well. But yeah, still solid little book up there. And then the film itself on 4K. So yeah, looks really really good in the 4K transfer. And we get two different versions of the film as well on 4K. So it's had a 4K restoration from the original negative, supervised and approved by writer-director Bernard Rose and director of photography Anthony B. Richmond. 4K 2160p Ultra HD Blu-ray presentation in Dolby Vision HDR10 compatible of the two cuts of the film. So there's a US R-rated version and the original UK theatrical version, featuring alternate, more graphic footage presented via seamless branching. Naturally, I'm going to go for the UK version. I am from the UK, and obviously, it is a far more violent version than what is in the US. I do believe R rated is around what would be considered a 15 rating over in the UK. So, yeah, the original theatrical version was an 18 over here. So, yeah, naturally, going to go for the more violent version. You got not an original uncompressed stereo audio and Dolby Atmos surround options. Audio commentary writer director Bernard Rose and actor Tony Todd. Rest in peace. Obviously, he died late last year. Great shame that he's passed, but obviously he contributed to great, horror icons in cinema history. Obviously Candyman, but also his role in the Final Destination series as well. Then you got audio commentary with authors Stephen Jones and Kim Newman. Be My Victim, an interview with actor Tony Todd. It Was Always You, Helen, an interview with actor Virginia Madsen. The Cinema of Clive Barker, The Divine Explicit, an in-depth interview with Clive Barker on Candyman and other adaptations of his work. The Writing on the Wall, the production design of Candyman, an interview with production designer Jane Ann Stewart. So yeah, there's a lot of graffiti in this because it is set in quite a poverty-ridden area called Cabrini Green, which has now been demolished completely apparently. But yeah, the graffiti in Cabrini Green looks absolutely superb. Looks really authentic, but also lends a great deal to the actual story itself. Then you got Forbidden Flesh, the makeup effects of Candyman, interviews with special makeup effects artists Bob Keane, Gary J. Tunicliffe, and Mark Collier. A Story to Tell, Clive Barker's The Forbidden, an interview with writer Douglas E. Winter on Barker's seminal Books of Blood and Candyman's Source Story. Urban Legend, Unwrapping Candyman, a critical analysis of the film with writers Tanner Reeve, Dew, and Stephen Barnes. Three rarely seen Bernard Rose short films restored in HD. A Bomb with No Name on It from 1975, The Wreckers from 1976, and Looking at Alice from 1977. Original theatrical trailer, image gallery, and reversible sleeve artwork as well. So we've got the original artwork, the new artwork, sorry, that is here. So the new artwork is done by Gary Pullin, and then we get the original poster on the reverse. And as per usual, I do typically swap it round when the new artwork's on the hard box. I put the original artwork on the case itself. So yeah, a fantastic film, one that is highly recommend that you see, especially if you're into your 90s horror and looking for something a little bit different. But this is probably one of the few post 80s horror films that has an iconic horror villain, I guess you could say. There's not many after this that you could say that are as iconic as Candyman, coming after, the likes of Michael Myers and Freddy Krueger and Jason Voorhees. I feel like Candyman is the next step in that kind of horror icons. There's not very many that have, lived as long as Candyman has after, that 80s heyday of the slasher film. So, yeah, an absolutely stunning film, one that I highly recommend. I regularly listen to the score on this because it's just so good, but the film itself is has plenty going for it outside of that amazing score. So yeah, get out there and see it if you haven't already. But if you have, I'd like to hear your thoughts on it. But nonetheless, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.